Hello, Claire Baker here from thislifeblood.com. To celebrate the exciting release of my latest ebook, the She Is Radiant Toolkit and She Is Radiant Q&A workshop, I'm spending this week chatting with 5 of my favourite radiant ladies and experts in their field. This is all about supporting, inspiring and sharing the love. Welcome to the She Is Radiant Soul Sessions. Today we are chatting to Vanessa Millar from learngrowheal.com.au about body love.
Hello everybody and welcome to day 2 of the video series that I'm hosting on the blog this week to celebrate the launch of my ebook, the She Is Radiant Toolkit. And today I have one of my really close friends, Vanessa from Learn, Grow, Heal, chatting with us today, which I'm really excited about. Ness is an absolute guru when it comes to body love and self-acceptance, which is the topic that we're going to be chatting about today. She's the creator of the Body Love Revolution e-course, and she's a yoga teacher and Reiki practitioner, so she's absolutely the guru when it comes to this, and I'm thrilled to have her on the blog today chatting with us. So hi Ness, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. I'm pumped.
Tell us, why is this such a big issue? Why do so many of us, you know, myself included in the past, and you I know as well, why do we have these issues with our bodies? Where is it all coming from?
Yeah, I mean, it really is such a challenge. And, you know, the stats say that 80% of us, which I think is huge, are dissatisfied with our bodies. And, you know, I think that it's getting worse. I think that, you know, social media has made it harder for us to accept ourselves for how we are, because we're really all very different. And when we compare ourselves to others, we're sort of taking away from our own worth. And I think that, you know, with Instagram and Facebook, we've never, ever before been able to compare ourselves so easily to other people. And, you know, no one's going to put their crappy behind-the-scenes photos up online, so we're only seeing the best photos, and we're comparing our behind-the-scenes to that. So I think that's one of the challenges that we have, like, today, in terms of loving our body and accepting ourselves for how we are. But I think in general, and I mean this was my issue when I was growing up as well, is that we're never taught that loving our bodies is a good thing. We're never told to really put our hands up and say, I love my body, and I love that I'm different, and I love that, you know, my boobs are this size or my ass is this wide. You know, we're sort of taught to pick at ourselves. And, you know, you see it in mass media and advertising and magazines. First of all, they tell us that we're fat, or we need to get rid of our cellulite, or we're too thin, or we need to get a thigh gap. And then they try to sell us all of these things so that we can fix ourselves and make ourselves better. And so I think there's this mix of not feeling like body acceptance is okay, and comparing ourselves to others, and being told, like, on a daily basis that in order to be successful and popular that we need to be thin and beautiful. That's created this perfect storm of pressure for all women and all girls going through life to be better and be different and be more beautiful and be thinner. And in somewhere in there we've forgotten our worth. We've forgotten that there's so much more to what makes us amazing than just how good we look in a bikini. So yeah, I think it really is a challenge for people these days.
It's enormous, isn't it? You know, you've touched on so many things there. Even just growing up, we're not taught to, you know, to express our love for our bodies. We're not taught how to do that. If anything, from such an early age, we sit around in our friendship groups and take turns slowly, like, you know, picking on parts of ourselves, and it just becomes like normal conversation. I know so many of my friendships were really, that's what we did. We sat around and we just picked on our bodies and said, you know, negative things about ourselves. And it would have been so strange if somebody had have just piped in and said, actually, I love my thighs, you know, because we were all so like, oh my God, I want to lose this amount of weight and need to, like, you know, this needs to be thinner and this needs to be different, and I wish I had that and this and instead of this. And it would have been really out of the blue if somebody had have actually said that, actually, I really like my body.
And we probably would have turned around to that person and said, well, then she's up herself, or she's vain, you know, instead of saying, wow, she's got a really good outlook on life and on herself. So yeah, I mean, that's ideal, is that if we can start to talk to ourselves firstly, about our bodies in a more positive way, and then talk to each other about each other's bodies in a more positive way, that's what's going to start off this, what I call the body love revolution, and starting for people to change up the status quo of like, I wish my thighs were thinner. She's got a boyfriend because she's thin. Obviously, I don't because I'm fat. That kind of thought pattern that we have from a very, very young age will start to shift if we can start to put in people into conversations like that. Like you said, that girl that has the courage to say, you know what, I'm awesome the way that I am, would be really good.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. I love that. And in the way that we speak to each other now, I think we've really made that conscious effort, haven't we, to actually speak positively about ourselves. And if there is an area that we do feel frustrated in, whatever it is, we know how to actually speak positively about that, rather than fuel that fire with that negative critique.
Absolutely. And in a more supportive way. Even the way that you and I talk about exercise now would be different to the way that I would have talked about exercise with anyone else before. I would have been like, damn, I need to go to the gym and burn off that donut that I ate last night, like hard. Whereas now you and I only talk about exercise in the sense of getting more energy and feeling, alive, or getting some time out, or having some fresh air. Yeah. Those kind of really beautiful benefits that there are of exercising, which is so different to how I was for many, many years growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting, is that, again, you touched there on the worth, the worth that we feel. Often growing up, we can feel that our worth is dictated by that number on the scale, or what size jeans we fit into. It's interesting because in my ebook, we actually look at self-worth and body love in the same week. Tell me, what is the relationship there? Like, how deep does it really go between that self-worth and a body acceptance?
You've absolutely hit the nail on the head. They're inextricably linked. They are intertwined. I think that when someone comes up to you and says, oh, Claire, just love your body, like, just do it. It seems like the most insurmountable mountain to possibly climb, because hating our bodies isn't actually the problem. I mean, it can feel like a problem, I get it, but the problem is that we don't believe that we're worthy enough. And body love and hating our bodies is just the symptom that we have this underlying disdain for who we are and for the lives that we're living. And so we're not going to begin to be able to even think about loving our bodies unless we start to change the beliefs that we have about ourselves and our worthiness. And so when we start to believe that we're worthy of happiness, and when we start to believe that we're worthy of love, and when we start to believe that we're worthy of really amazing things in our life, then it becomes so much easier for us to look at ourselves in the mirror and go, damn girl, you're doing all right. That kind of, that's like the secondary thing. So, with all the women that I coach, that's the first thing that we look at. What is it that you believe to be true about yourself? And it might be related to your body. Like, do you believe that carrying extra weight means you'll never find love? Do you think that, do you believe that not being beautiful means that you'll never be successful? Like, what is it that you believe, and how is that stopping you from accepting yourself completely? Did that answer the question?
It did perfectly. I love hearing you speak about it. You have so much passion about this topic, and it's so wonderful hearing you speak about it, because I know the journey that you've been on, and it's incredible to hear you talk so openly about this. So I love it. I could sit here and listen to it all day. And we probably could sit here and talk about it all day. So when you're working with your clients on body love and acceptance, what's the number one thing that they need to start doing? Or for someone that's watching today, what's something that, for somebody who's really looking to start to really love and accept their body and are prepared to maybe have a mindset shift about it, what do they need to do? What's the first thing that you'd recommend?
Absolutely. I think I'm going to throw this in as a bit of a joke, but really, like, first of all, throw out the scales. Like, that would be something that I would tell everybody. You don't need to tie your worth at all to that number on that screen. It actually means nothing. So throw out the scales. But really, it's like what I said before. It's asking yourself, what is it that you believe to be true about yourself? And see if you can start to squeeze in more positive talk with yourself. Like, would you talk to yourself the way that you talk to your best friend? And if not, can you start to do that? And when you start to change that negative talk in your head to be positive and beautiful and supportive, then the rest of the journey becomes a lot more easier. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. And a perfect way to end our conversation today. So thank you so much, Vanessa, for agreeing to chat with me today. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody really enjoyed that chat today. There's so much to be taken from that. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Ah, thank you so much for having me. It's beautiful.
All right.
Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for more She is Radiant Soul Sessions goodness.